the exam room. Nobody else is there, it's just me, and I treat people differently based on the color of their skin. And that's pretty well an accepted phenomenon now, and there's a lot of work being done to try to figure that out. Next slide. So, you know, as we look at this whole healthcare thing, I think it's really important that not only do we look at access to healthcare, but we also look at all these other social determinants that are so important. And we look internally at each of us and how we behave, and how, you know, frankly, a racist culture at large influences us in ways that we don't even know about, so that these two kids have equal opportunities growing up, which currently they do not have. I was listening to a thing on NPR on the way over here, and they were talking about the post-racial colorblind society now that we have a black president. I mean, that is just a laughable joke, or not laughable, but it is a joke. So anyway, thank you very much.
Thank you, Tillman, and I think it's a great point to make that you can't have a just healthcare system without a just society around it, that this is holistic. We can't just functionally break out the different parts of our society and make them just one by one. So the evidence of this is overwhelming. So I want to now go to another Farley, Becca Farley, who I got to work with when you worked for Senator Miller, who we heard about Midge Miller, her role in all of this yesterday, so the Miller-Farley connection continues. So Becca right now is the Director of Policy Research and Advocacy at the National Council Committee Behavioral Healthcare. So thank you very much, Becca. What do you get? Sure.
Okay, I don't have slides, so I don't have to be tethered to the podium. My name is Becca. I think this is the first time in my entire life that I have given a talk where my dad showed a picture of me as a 3-year-old right before I got to talk. So, well, I'm so happy to be here. Robert mentioned earlier that my grandma and grandpa used to go around the state to every nook and cranny talking about single-payer health care. And I went with them on a lot of those trips, and it was so amazing to see them talk about what they believed in so passionately and to educate others about the importance of single payer. And I never really thought that Grandpa would be the one listening to me. So I hope that, I know that everyone here that knew my grandma has her in their heart today too, and so she's with us here as well as we're talking about this issue that's so near and dear to everyone's heart. Okay, so as Robert mentioned, I'm the Director of Policy and Advocacy at the National Council for Behavioral Health. We are a nonprofit trade association that represents community providers of mental health and addiction treatment services around the country. Basically what that means is that I serve as a bridge between Congress and communities. So I lobby for the interests of community mental health on the Hill, and then I take what's happening on the Hill and take it out into the states and the communities and educate people about what's going on with health reform, how it affects them, what it means for mental health and addiction treatment, and so on and so forth. I spend a lot of my time trying to convince Congress that mental health is just like regular physical health, that they are one and the same. And that's a hard case to make, and you know why. Here's why in Congress, because the times when mental health comes to the forefront are on January 8th, 2011 in Tucson, or July 20th, 2012 in Aurora, or most recently, December 14th, 2012 in Newtown. And that's the vision of mental health.